What's up? What's going on? This is Sazo, and this is the Conservative Cipher. Once again, where we separate the truth from the narrative. Today, we have a great video by a rather new channel, um, Vic Influential. Definitely shout out this channel. I like it. A lot of good conversation, great content, especially outside of America. Um, and this topic of conversation that they're having is about basically Nigerian culture and are they looked at as scammers by the world? It's I was looking at a little bit of it before, and it was definitely eye opening. Um, Seeing that it's not just us that look at Nigerians, not just America specifically. Speak for myself. That look at Nigerians as scammers, even though I have a lot of great Nigerian friends. I also got a lot of friends, Nigerian friends who about that life. So so you definitely gotta consider those things as well. But if you just listen to the conversation, it brings out a lot of um thought provoking, critical thinking. Um And I will just, I just want to share this information with you guys because a lot of people just put Africans all in the same category, just categorize them as Africans when there's a whole bunch of different countries, different nationalities, different cultures in Africa, different cultures. And they're going to get a lot into that, going to express a lot about specific cultures. And yeah, this is a great one. So let's get into it.
To get money.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about that. Nigerians globally, they are top notch on that. Even American rapper Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, is planning to do a whole documentary on Hush Puppy.
They are so intelligent in that, but they will never go and then leave that fraud, scamming, and money laundering and all that.
Different African countries that are found everywhere you go. Nigeria, of course, was the first on the list. Recently, when they were evacuating people from Ukraine, we saw Nigerians. I was like, why would someone be in Ukraine?
Is there any European
What is there to
country
steal
you
in
cannot
Uganda?
get their passports?
Of course, no.
Then
But
why
what
do
are
you
you
need-
So what
using
is
the
special
passport
about
for?
Uganda?
No, this is what we're trying to say. What are they using the passport for is the
Is there
problem.
any
To help
European
Uganda.
country
No,
you cannot get their
you're not
passports?
helping us by
What?
scamming in the country without
asking you.
passport.
What is there to scam in
They
Uganda?
they were doing it here in UAE
No,
using
in Uganda.
Ugandan
What is there to
passports.
scam in
No,
Uganda?
they're using
That's funny. He said, "What is there to scam in Uganda?" That's not the. I mean, I don't think that's the question that you should be asking them. That kind of actually reflects that you're going there for scamming. I would say, and then like, okay, like what is there to scam over there? But I'm not trying to assume that he's a scammer, but it just sounds like it by that question.
Both said that the embassy here in the Ugandan embassy here in UAE stopped issuing passports to Ugandans just because of Nigerians.
Mr. Vic Show. Okay, I like how it's starting. Where truth gets uncomfortable.
To show where truths get uncomfortable. This is not a friendly conversation, and this is not a safe space for lies. Here we confront culture, relationship, money, gender, and real life exactly the way people discuss it off camera.
Mhm.
Here we have 6 panelists, different mind, different background, and one rule. Just say it the way it is. And if you are easily offended, I guarantee you this show is not for you. I am your host, Mr. Victor.
I like that. You know what I mean? I definitely like that because that's how I like the political correctness could go out the window. It doesn't have to be politically correct. I think, matter of fact, some of the worst conversations are happening in safe places where you have to be politically correct.
Let's get uncomfortable. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes, we are. Everywhere is calm.
Nah, everywhere is not calm. We're
Son
ready
of
for the
God.
game, you know?
I hope you're all right.
Everything is on point.
And I definitely will be chopping this up a little bit, you know, to get to, you know, some of the points, because I'm sure they're gonna drag for a little bit, but you know, we'll get through it.
Roots, you're all right. Yeah. And Sabina.
I'm perfectly.
All right, Mr. Mike.
I'm all right. I'm good.
And Morena, Princess Morena.
I'm okay.
Yeah. So we have 2 Nigerians, 2 Ugandans, and 2 Ghanaians on the show today. And we are going to talk about it, what African country dominates hustle culture globally. I will say it's Nigerian. So I will leave it to them. And I will start with my very good friend from the far right.
Except from the far right. Okay, so you know now far right does not just exist in America. I would say he's a conservative.
Mr. James,
Yes, my
what
boss.
African country do you think dominates in hustle globally?
Oh, actually, not two ways.
No,
about it.
I will let everybody know, sorry to cut you, that everything you're going to say, I'm going to fact check it in real time. So there is no point lying. Just like I said, this is not a space for lying. This is not a safe space for lying. So
No,
everything you say, I'm going to fact check from XAI.
in terms of business, right? I'm not going to dispute the fact Nigerians are dominating.
Hustlers.
Just hustlers, yeah. So in any hustling field, business, anything, as you know, Nigerians are doing. When it comes into fraudulent activities, a business, they are on top of it. When it comes to let's do anything to get money,
Yeah.
there's no 2 ways about that. Nigerians globally, they are top notch on that. You get my point very clear. No, you see, when I say some of these things, people think I hate Nigeria. It's not hate. I'm just letting people to know the real attitude of Nigerians outside.
And
You get my
fact.
point.
Yeah.
So if in hustling grounds, if Nigerians are hustling out there,
Yeah.
I give respect to them,
Mm.
to their work, but they should make sure the things that they are doing is not going to dent the name of the country.
Yeah.
As we already know that some of the fraudulent activities, names like the Hash Papi, Cubana Chief Priest, all those kind of people don't know the work that they are doing, but they're having money.
That makes sense. Of course. I you know, I tip my hat to you. You know, if you're a hustler, you getting it, you take care of your business. But all money ain't good money. That's what I think. That's what he's saying. All money ain't good money. Not just because it's green mean it's coming from a good source or good place. You know, to be frank, that, and I believe that. I wholeheartedly agree with that, 100%.
Be hustling.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Not people. Say you don't know.
Okay, that is when is your time? When is your
when
10?
you say
When
Chief
is your 10?
No,
When is your 10?
you
Bring
need
out your object.
No, you need to give
See,
informed.
you see,
Mr.
keep on
Mr.
interjecting.
Mike,
So when you
Mike, Mr. Mike, just allow him to speak. When
You
it's
know, my name is James Kwajebepa from Ghana, and mostly I'm more active on TikTok, and my TikTok name is @James_S. Then the name is Son of God. I don't want this
Also
conversation to be a clash of titles.
No,
You get my
just
point?
allow him to
that's
speak.
fine. That's fine.
Just let me speak.
Just allow him to speak.
Okay.
You get my point very clear. Allow me to tell people what is going on the grounds, right?
But you should not accuse people doing the.
That is very wrong.
You
That
see,
is
you see, let me tell you
See
something.
that? I guess they would be the left in this whole situation. They would be considered the liberals. How you gonna ask people about or make a claim that Nigeria is #1, the best, and then when somebody says yes, I can agree with you, but it's not just one attribute. There's many different attributes when you have to consider that question. You're saying Nigerians are the best hustlers, right? Yes. Legal, or are we talking about legal or illegal? If we're talking about legal, no. If we talk about illegal, yes. Well, illegal, no. If we're talking about a combination of both legal and illegal, yes. Then they can be considered the best in Africa. And that's his opinion.
Uninformed
People,
comments.
Nigerians, people hate the truth.
Yeah.
Everybody
Nigerians said the truth, or people
No,
generally
it-
heard the truth?
no, like people, especially Nigerians.
Okay.
You know, when anytime I pass on information here, I want people who reasoning more than who can rack their brains, do research, to come under the comment section and like attack me.
Are you
No,
saying
no,
Nigerians
I'm
cannot do
coming.
that?
Let me start. No, Nigerians don't have the sense to do that.
Okay.
You know, you see, let me tell you something. You said I say things that is not on grounds, right? Or fact. No, the whole world, everybody know Hush Puppy. Even American rapper Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, is planning to do a whole documentary on Hush Puppy, on how he was arrested, how he engaged in fraudulent activities, even in UAE here.
That's true. Everybody know Hush Puppy. Everybody don't know Don Cote. Think about it. Do you know who Don Cote is? No. Probably running to Google right now to try to figure out or find out who he is. But everybody know Hush Puppy, especially in America. A lot of people know Hush Puppy. Not everybody, but a lot of people know Hush Puppy. He's a big scammer. And if you don't know Hush Puppy, you know about Nigerian scam, scam, 419, things of that nature. And is the people, it's not everybody, but the small group of people who do that, or the people who do that are so loud about it, are so loud that it leaves a bad name on a country.
Right?
Mm.
So if I say you are hustling, but let your hustle be a dent-free hustle, there's nothing wrong with that. Right? Now, even you yourself, there was a banter between Burna Boy and Cubana Chief Freeze. Now, Burna Boy attacked him on X, asking what he should tell people the kind of business he's doing. He said, I'm into real estate. Where did you get the money to do real estate? That is the question. People might see you are doing business all over, up and down. Where did you get your source of funding? That is the question.
So you've asked your question, which
That's a legitimate question. I mean, I don't see what's the problem with that. That is a legitimate question, because that's probably the difference between here and there, America and Nigeria. Because you know, fraudulent activity, but I can't really say that right now based upon everything that's going on in our country. But usually when you do fraudulent activity, it's picked up. Is SEC is investigating you once them transactions go over 10,000. You know, you're being investigated by FBI. You know, the fraudulent activity, the type of loud life you're living. But does Nigeria have those type of resources to investigate that type of fraud? Do they investigate that type of fraud?
to let the Nigerian to answer.
Yes,
Is that
they
right?
should answer. They should answer.
Okay.
So in terms of hustling field, I give it to them. Kudos to them on that.
Yeah.
But they should make sure they are doing clean work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clean.
Uh, Okay, thank you so very much. I've not been caught, but
No,
I want to
he made his statement
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the fact that Ghana is a dent-free country.
Yeah, Ghana is a
This guy's I mean, what do they call it? It's not a genuine conversation, because I guess any accusation, or I mean, it wasn't really an accusation, but the way this guy follows up, he gives them what they want. If you say, I'm saying that Ghana doesn't have issues, or Ghana's not a dent-free country, or Ghana doesn't have his group of people who are doing things. No, I don't think he's saying that. I'm just saying that Nigeria is known for, across the world, for scamming. God damn it.
dent-free country.
Okay.
No, you see.
Okay.
You see.
Continue. Let him answer.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Mr. Son of God, right? That's what you prefer to be called, right? Son of God.
So, son of God.
Okay, Mr. James. Sorry, Mr. James. All right. Just to set the perspective very straight, you said that, just to reiterate what you said that Nigerians think you hate them, but you do not hate them,
Yeah.
right? Well, I'm not sure that any Nigerian will care about whether you hate them or like them, because that doesn't maybe add up to them, all right, to start with. Now, you mentioned about real estate for Cubana Chief Priest. So this makes me believe that you don't even know who he is, what he does, all right, and where he's coming from. Okay.
But you see, that's what you mean, like that. Come on, that's nonsense. He didn't say he. He said Burna Boy, who's a fellow Nigerian, asked him specifically, where you getting this money to do real estate? And the whole world seen it. The whole world seen the back and forth between Burna Boy and this other guy. So that is what he's talking about. It's for every I think legitimate question that he's proposing is a personal attack on him. Instead of answering the question, it's like a deflection.
Now, you were driving us a bit out of the concept, out of the topic, to say that Nigerians are hustlers. However, they are into fraudulent business. Okay. So it was simple to say African nations that are hustlers. All right. First of all, I'm going to give it to all African nations that they hustle so well. All right. And I'm very proud also to be a Nigerian to say that if you talk about entrepreneurship, talk about hustling spirit, we have it top notch. Okay. I am not disputing the fact to say that there are no people that are into one activity or the other that are not supposed to be. All right. But what I will not accept also from what you've said, from your analysis, is to say that if we want to make money, we should make money in the clean way. Like, are you advising Nigeria? From what morals, from what perspective are you advising Nigeria actually?
Or even the people that you are seeing presently in the UAE?
My name is Chima Michael. I'm Nigerian. My social media handle, TikTok is Samike. Facebook is The Minecraft. Instagram is The Minecraft as well.
You see something. If you listen to him very carefully, listen to him attentively, what he's saying. You know something. I don't give a fuck about whatever they are thinking about me or whatever I'm saying. I don't give a. If you believe it, take it. It's your own cup of tea. It's your own problem, right? But what I'm trying to tell people out there, especially my Nigerians, I always tell that my uncle is a Nigerian. So anytime I'm talking about Nigerian, I know what I'm talking about. You are not the only Nigerian. My uncle is a Nigerian, and his name is Charles Zofa.
It's like a white person saying, "I'm not a racist. I have a black friend."
That is how you say.
Yeah. You see how similar. Oh, snap. You see how similar leftists argue? I don't care where you at, America, Europe, China, Africa. It don't matter. He didn't say that at all, but his response was, oh, I have a white friend. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's saying that. He's not saying it from a place of hate. He's saying it from a place of logic. He's looking at it on a worldview. Everybody think when it comes to Nigerians, everybody think that they be scamming, man. That's just what it is, bro. I mean, you go to any of these places, and it kind of reflects bad on Africans because it's like, it makes it look like all Africans, because like I said, people don't really look at Africans as individual countries and individual cultures. When you think about slavery, they just think everybody in Africa kidnapped slaves and sold them to white people, to the white man. That's the worldview of Africa, right? That's the worldview of Africa. But in Africa, everybody didn't kidnap slaves. Everybody didn't sell slaves. Only certain tribes did. See what I'm saying? So in Nigeria, it might be the case in hand that all tribes don't scam, right? But it's so much of a culture in scamming. It's so known around the world. People abandon Nigeria. It's like, yo, you see it. You see the Ghanaians, they want the Nigerians out the country right now because of all the things that's going on. You see it. Go on TikTok and look up Nigerians in Ghana, Nigerians in Uganda. It's like coming off as a culture. And that's what I think he's addressing, rather than it being individuals or I just hate Nigerians. No, he's saying that you guys have a culture, or from the world is looking at it, that you guys have a culture of scamming.
That's your own problem.
No, I say it's like your reference.
Good. But I am telling you,
If his uncle is a Nigerian,
that is what I'm telling you. My uncle, anything that I'm saying,
mother is also
meaning anything that I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay. So if it's uncle, I didn't want to
Meaning-
interrupt him, but seeing that
meaning-
people are commenting, so if your uncle is Nigerian, what does it add?
No, I'm trying to tell you that even if I'm saying something about Nigerian,
It's not because
my
you hate them.
uncle is a Nigerian, so it doesn't stop me from telling the truth.
Yeah,
No.
it's
So
just-
you're not the
no,
only person.
see-
No. How do I see Mike attack on my words or my speeches? I say to be shallow-minded. Shallow-minded in the sense that he just talk, he don't research. And he just say things that he has no idea of, because I am saying things about Nigeria. And before you attack somebody or you attack someone's words, you need to be like someone who rack his brain, someone who reasoning beyond every reasonable doubt, and someone who can bring out facts and figures, not in the name of I'm defending Nigeria, and I will not sit down for somebody to dent the name of Nigeria. Once you know yourself that what the person is saying about Nigeria is fact, and it's out there for people to know that this is what the person is saying is real. Yeah, so I think he need to open his horizon, go beyond every reasonable doubt. When somebody says something, sit on his ass, research, and then come out with proper attacks or proper defense.
I can agree to that. Because I think as a simple Google search that'll show you, what type of, how the worldview of how people see Nigeria. As much good people that there are a lot of people who's doing a lot of bad stuff in the country and abroad, internationally. Like it's on a different level. The scams, the love scams, that stuff didn't originate in the West Indies. The West Indies, I just seen they got the Jamaican scam music. That's crazy. Look that up. Go check that out. Jamaican scam music. But it's like I said, it's a worldview. That's how the world looks at them right now. And these are their neighboring countries. So even in neighboring countries are having a situation where they're being bombarded by Nigerians who are scamming.
You getting your source from?
Okay, fine. Is Hash Papi a Nigerian or not a Nigerian?
What does Chief?
No,
what does
answer my
what does
questions.
Cubana
He's a
Chief Priest
Nigerian.
do?
I am asking you a question.
What
He's a
does
Nigerian.
what does
You see,
Cubana Chief Priest
just
do?
answer the question.
No,
you see the problem I'm having with you.
No, it wouldn't
No.
go that.
And they say Hush Puppy was the biggest. Like he's the top dog, but I don't think he's the biggest. The biggest, we can't even see the biggest. That's the truth. Like we don't even know who the biggest is, because the biggest is out there still operating.
That way.
Is Hash Papi a Nigerian or not a Nigerian?
What does Cubana Chief?
He's a Nigerian. Continue.
Good. Where is he now?
He's doing
in
time.
He's doing
prison.
time
He's
where?
in prison.
So is there no
If
any
he says
Ghanaian
no,
doing
no,
time?
no,
Is there
no,
no
no.
any Ghanaian doing time?
No.
Let's show the
No.
viewers.
Prison.
No,
Is there no
okay,
Ghanaian doing
he's-
time?
I think you guys has to answer him straightly. And
You
then
see,
you-
Why?
because
Why?
he's-
we
he's-
are- we
I
are
said he's
doing
doing
you.
time. I said he's
Why?
doing
you a
time.
question.
Mr. Vic,
You don't
Why-
have to answer. You don't have to answer a question with a straight answer. That's the problem. Just admit what we're talking about so we can move on. But it's always going to be an argument because it's ego and pride compared to the truth.
Should we answer him?
We are
straight?
doing a show that
Yeah.
people want to get information, right?
So you answer and then
let
we
us
go.
have
No,
a
how
good
much
conversation.
what contribution does it have in this subject matter?
We are talking. So you
said
know,
we
Hash
are,
Papi,
no,
you
you
saw-
said we are
okay,
giving
fine.
information,
No,
right?
So, okay,
you said
fine.
we are giving information.
Okay, if Hash
so
Papi
what
is not having any
contribution?
contribution,
Yeah.
he asked me a question.
Okay,
He asked me a question,
okay,
and I give kudos to Nigerians that they are doing their best out there.
okay,
And I said, when it comes to Africa,
okay.
I'll give round of applause to Nigerians because
you.
they're excelling on the business grounds.
We love you too.
But it's supposed to be on a clean field.
yeah, so meaning that we don't do it on a
Right.
clean field.
And I am not the
Exactly.
only
Yeah,
person.
okay.
I am not
Let
the
you
only
have to
person.
allow him
Okay.
to explain
No,
why
he has
he's saying
already
that.
explained. He said we don't do it on a clean field. All
So,
right.
are
That
you
is what he
done?
said.
Are you done?
He
Are
mentioned.
you done with
he
your
mentioned Cubana
explanation?
Chief
That
Priest.
is where he
He
stands.
mentioned
That's what
Hush
you're saying.
Puppy.
That's where he
Now-
stands, right?
What I want you to do is that just
Okay.
allow him to speak when it's your turn.
Okay.
Don't interrupt him.
No, but we've
Right,
been
let
allowing
him
him speak.
continue.
I gotta give Nigerians, gotta tip my hat for this. It's two big things that Nigerians are very big in. One is there a lot of them. They say that 1 in 4 black people are Nigerians. 1 in 4 black people on the planet are Nigerians. If you count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 Nigerian. 5, 6, 7 Nigerian. 9, 10, 11 Nigerian. If you count 1 in 4, that's one thing. They're big. They're big population. Big population. They are very influential across the world. Another thing where I haven't heard them bring up in this conversation is Nigerians are some of the greatest storytellers. Some of the greatest storytellers in this world. I don't mean lying. Storytellers. They do hold a lot of history. They do have a lot of history. So actually, it's 3 things. The third thing would be Nollywood. Nollywood. Since I was a kid, Nollywood was a big thing, man. Like the Beyonce versus Rihanna. Ooh, Jim Ike. Boy, oh boy. Nollywood. Nollywood, I think, was the 3rd biggest film industry or the 2nd biggest film industry in the world. You imagine? They produced so many movies and they made so many movie stars and so many billions of dollars. That's why Nigerian movies, it kind of birthed their music industry. They have a crazy big music industry. That's another thing. They're great musicians, great artists. They have a long history in music. But specifically in Nollywood, a lot of people didn't grow up watching African movies. I did. My family did. That's a thing. That was definitely like 10 years ago. Now people still watch African movies. They just watch it on YouTube, Netflix, carrying African movies. Every streaming service carry African movies now. But let me tell you, in those African movies, bro, that's where you exposed everything. That's when all of it came out, showing everything. Because if you watch African movies, especially Nigerian movies, you know the culture of scamming. You know how they operate. So now this is a disingenuous conversation. Or maybe these guys are too young to remember when Nollywood showed the world and how much people consumed African movies. That's the thing. Like we seen it, buddy. I mean, we seen all of it. We seen all of it. People who was watching African movies. Ramsey, come on. Genovese, come on. The Oma, come on. Legendary, yo. I'm talking about big actors. Like, yeah, we in New York, we in America. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know because a lot of people don't know. But if you know, you know, man. If you watch African movie, you see what was that 419 was about. Stop playing. So now you're gonna act like, oh no, that's not what it is. People getting scammed all over the world. South America, North America, Canada, the West Indies, Asia, Europe, Australia. Everybody know. Everybody know. That's how everybody see Nigerians as scammers. I'm just being honest with you, my brother. Just being honest.
But he
Allow
has
him
made his
speak.
point
So
already.
no, you
Yeah,
see,
what else is he wanting
No.
to say?
Hello, my name is Ruth Namaganda Mutirabula. I'm Ugandan Tanzanian, raised in Uganda. My social media handles all use my three names. Namaganda Ruth Mutirabula on Facebook, Namaganda Ruth Mutirabula at TikTok, Namaganda Ruth Mutirabula on Instagram. Yes, I have a YouTube, but I'm not so active there.
Okay, so given the question you just asked,
Yes.
yes, I would say Nigeria. Number one, not only are Nigerians so many. Like I recently just made a joke at work with someone. We're talking about different African countries that are found everywhere you go. Nigeria, of course, was the first on the list. Recently, when they were evacuating people from Ukraine, we saw Nigerians. I was like, why would someone be in Ukraine?
They are everywhere.
It's a hustle culture. So I would literally give it to them. For me, as a Ugandan, like I would give it to them on that particular topic.
He said something that maybe I want to correct. My name is Maureen. I am from Uganda and I use Her Majesty Maureen on all my social media handles. YouTube, it is a podcast, Dine with Her Majesty Maureen. Then Instagram, Her Majesty Maureen. Everywhere, Her Majesty Maureen. You said Nigeria, it is one of the dominating.
Oh, in terms of business across across
globally.
yeah.
In
Because
Africa, or
No,
he's
Africa.
asking about African countries
Africa.
that they are hustling outside. That's why I said Nigerians are dominating. And okay.
Do you
I
have
don't
any
know.
doubt, Maureen?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, when we talk about that hustling and money, and you talk about Nigeria, one thing that comes in my mind is scamming. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. no reason to be. There's really no reason to be sorry. It's just the worldview. It's the worldview. Not to say that is exactly what's going on everywhere and especially there. No, it's just the worldview. How the world sees. It's how the world sees Nigeria. To be honest with you, it's interesting. Man.
Yeah,
One of
definitely.
the things that comes in my mind is scamming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I think I was even once scammed by a Nigerian guy. Anyway, we won't go in that. But, well, they are actually, it is one of the countries that is really making money. Even currently, when you see social media, like, okay, when we talk about the scamming part, I feel like these guys are literally creative.
Yeah.
Because they're even eating up social media
Yes.
currently. So I'll also go with Nigeria.
What I feel about the statement that was firstly said by Maureen to say that Nigerians are scammers, I would say, first of all, Maureen is one of us. She's an African. She's also a sister to us. So when I asked her, when I delved into the question to ask her, why did you say so? She said she has been scammed one time by a Nigerian. All right. So I would not fault her because people react. At the end of the show, she was able to understand that she was scammed by one Nigerian does not make all Nigerians scammers.
So, but scamming is the first thing that comes.
That's the part. It's like not saying that. Just saying the world looks at you as scammers. Know that everybody doesn't scam there. But how the world looks at you, like how they view African Americans, lazy, baby mama culture, violent, cursing, disrespectful, fighting. That's the worldview of African Americans. Sorry. It's the worldview of Black people from America. That's how the world looks at us. As it might not as it might not be as true because there's a little pocket of people who create all these problems. It's not really the overall culture of African Americans or Black people, Americans, Black Americans, I'll say. But the worldview is that what people see of us. That's just what it is. Exactly. Until that changes. And the same issue we have, with them, right? Same issue not we have with them, the same issue that they have through their major product that's produced and sold to the world, which is Nigerian cinema, right? Nollywood. Everything that was in the Nollywood movies is what people believe. Just like everything that's in the products that movies and stuff that's sold by African Americans, people believe it. People believe it. Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, Juice, New Jack City. People believe that that's all black people who from the outside looking in.
To your mind
Yeah, those guys.
when you're seeing them everywhere all over social media. So how is it that scamming
This
comes to
social
mind
media
first?
thing, it
Okay,
is-
just let me come in. Me too. I would say Nigerians. Okay, my name is Sabina, and I'm a Ghanaian. My TikTok handle is Sexy Security. You can search for me and follow me for more. When it's
But don't say scamming, please.
No. Just hold on. Just hold on. Why you afraid? Why are you afraid?
No, nobody's afraid.
No.
Why
It's
are you
not the
afraid?
same.
Nobody's afraid.
I'm not afraid.
No.
I'm not afraid.
How can they be afraid? Afraid of what?
Yeah, because
afraid
Her
of what?
opinion.
it's much that
true.
What is
you are
fine?
you are
No,
into,
it's
you
true.
are
The
into-
scamming is
you are
there.
into
We cannot
spam.
lie about
Every
it.
country
Mo-
scams.
money
Yes.
laundering,
All right,
Yes.
this
all
going a little,
that,
this
you
going a
know?
little,
So for that one,
and I'll be here all day reviewing this video. It's a pretty long video, but you basically get the point. The worldview of Nigeria is people think they scammers. Big, like I said, big shout out my Nigerians, man, my Niger people. I know the liberals gonna take this as I hate Africans, I hate Nigerians, but I mean you can't really convince them of anything. But everybody else gonna know what they mean by what they're saying. Not to say you don't love African and Nigerian people. I feel like we're all the children of God. But yeah, definitely check this out. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section, and let me know what you feel. How what you think about this? All right, and I'll definitely get with you later. Peace.